Hey Fantascapists, and welcome to Getting By with DIY, where I make random shit because that's where the dopamine flows. This account is still fresh, especially for long-term YouTube videos. I'm still experimenting with my editing styles. For this specific DIY, I want to film myself watching the original DIY footage and then make comments on it, make reactions and all that good stuff, because I think that would just make it look more authentic for you guys. It'll be like we're watching the footage together, and it will just make it easier for me to explain to you what's going on in the video. Let's see how it goes. I've been absolutely obsessed with the ACOTAR series written by Sarah J. Maas. For those who don't know what ACOTAR is, the long name for it is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it's a smutty book series about fairies. But not these kinds of fairies. These kinds of fairies. Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you guys like my cat sets? Or cats corsets? Cat set. Corket? Do you like my corket dress?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Being a fantasy cosplayer, I of course had to dress up as Feyre Archeron, who is the main protagonist of the series. She, spoiler alert, has hand tattoos that sort of change up throughout the series. I could draw them on every time I do this cosplay because I love torturing myself. But I gave it a bit of a thought and decided that I would leave the torture to a different time. I decided to make fake tattoo sleeves. As a matter of fact, let me put them on. There we go. This is a bit of an impromptu follow along, as I decided to start filming this video after the first hand was done. So you will be seeing the footage of my friends working on my second hand, because honestly, the non-dominant hand could not work on all these swirls properly. If you'd like to see a full tutorial, I can totally do that for you. Just let me know in the comments and we can make that happen. Let's begin here. In terms of the supplies, you're going to need some skin-colored gloves that go up to your elbows, a ball pen to draw on the pattern, some fabric paints, and of course paint supplies. You can find links to all the supplies I used down below in the description. Alright, so here you're seeing my friend and I after work, being slightly awkward. Hello, it's Val the Fantascapist, and this is Ash, my friend, who is going to help me draw my second glove for Feyre cosplay. Right, so you can already see that one glove is all done and drawn by me, myself, and I. I have also added nails to the glove to make my hands look like real hands. You can see it over here as well. What I used for that is I put the glove on and then I super glued the fake nails to my real nails and on the glove. And then I cut, shaped them, and then put nail polish on them. Back to the video. Start with the eye, because then you can like go from like,
yeah,
like, you know,
the more detailed to the...
Is that comfortable for you?
That's good, yeah.
Oh, you have a more scientific approach.
Yeah, it's definitely. You know when you have to copy something? You know when you freehand something,
you
it's
don't have to
different.
make it like super identical, just the eye.
Occasionally. Okay. Can you put your hands together? Yeah, that's good.
My friend was trying to take the scientific approach and copy the design line for line, which is practically impossible to do because look at the details on here. Like, it would take forever. At some point in the video, she just started drawing her own design, which is exactly what I wanted.
To understand.
So you can see here, Ash is tracing some stuff before we actually use paint.
Yeah.
It's very hard with my sweaty palms.
Yeah, a little bit.
Those palms are sweaty. They're getting there.
Yeah. My hand's getting sweaty too. Your sweat is rubbing off.
But that's the premise. You first draw the design and then you paint over it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to fill it in.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna...
This is like the toughest part. I think the rest of it will be much easier
Yeah.
for you to draw. Yeah, the eye is literally like the most important part of the glove, I would say, because that's where Rysand was watching Feyre through. It's like part of the bargain. Yeah, you need to make the eye look good, you know, and kind of sexy. I don't know what about the eye would make you consider it looking sexy, but you know what I mean. Like, it just needs to look, you know, like, yeah. Let's move on ahead. Like, I tried making them look like they're like eyelashes that just swirl into
That's
things.
cool. That's a good, actually. Okay, good. That's good. And then your hands a little closer.
I found it easier when I was drawing, when I was doing the fingers, because I would like swirl them around my finger.
Oh,
so
like
if
this?
you, yeah, like if you like, you see how I turn around and it kind of like continues, it might be easier for you to like understand the picture better when you swirl it.
That makes sense. It'll just be less cut off.
Okay, since I've already done this twice, I'm going to show you on paper as to how to make this process a little bit easier for you and where to start, because that's the biggest thing, is like, where do I start when I draw this? Obviously have the glove on your hand, or if you have like a hand mannequin, that works too. So let's say, actually, let me trace a hand on here first. Perfect. Imagine this is your palm, right? You're going to start by drawing your eye first, because that's the center of your tattoo, right? For Feyre, the biggest thing was the eye. So we're gonna make the eye look as beautiful as possible. I made it a little bit slimmer, and I gave it a cat eye iris. So we're gonna draw it like so over here, I would say. So you have your eye, and then I draw the pupil, the iris. So this is your eye. And then what I started doing is I started drawing lines that come out of the eye. This is my centerpiece. So I'm coming out of the eye. And based on where your eye is, you would start drawing eyelashes from it. So we're gonna go towards the thumb with the eyelashes. So we're going to curl them this way. So I curl the eyelash this way, and then I curl it around the finger and come back here, and then we'll do a bunch of different swirls. We're gonna draw a bunch of eyelashes from here, and then I always love swirling the lines around the fingers and then doing these little like swirly lines. How many times am I gonna say swirly? You count and tell me. In terms of the rest of the tattoo, first I draw a bunch of different lines that extend from each other. Let's say you're drawing a little swirl out of another swirl. So you're gonna draw one over here, and then you're gonna end it this way, right? This is your first swirl. Then we're gonna go and do another swirl that goes this way, right? And then, oh, look, this space is kind of empty. Let's do another swirl that comes out here and goes here, and then we'll go one swirl this way. Perfect. And then we'll draw another line that comes out of here and goes this way. Now we have a cool looking tattoo, but it's not the best looking. So we're gonna draw extra stuff in there. Let's say here's some empty space over here. So I'm going to draw a little line out, and I'm going to draw like a little leafy thing in there. That's canon. Leafy thing. I don't know how to explain these things, guys. It doesn't matter because you can see it on paper, right? Gonna draw a little leafy thing. Then I also did a little bit of like moons inside the swirls. And then I did some other stuff that other moons like these and all that stuff. You're gonna start a lot more detailed in here. Then when you go out into your forearm, you're going to make the swirls bigger and longer. And that's how it's supposed to be. Updates. Now we have 2 people working on my hand. Now the videographer is working on my hand.
My job.
She couldn't keep the hands to herself. She
No,
said,
it's
let me
too
touch it. My other friend, Sadaf, she was filming us, but then I could see she really wanted to draw some stuff too, so she started drawing as well. I feel very well taken care of. Oh my goodness, we are going to be Feyre-licious. That was really... I can't believe I said Feyre-licious. I'm so sorry, guys. It's so cringe, but that is me. And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Can I let the light shine on me? Now I've found who I am. There's no way to hold it. No more hiding who I want to be. I want to be cringe. Really cringe what I just did. Okay, I think it's all done. It's time to perfect. So they're going to paint my hand now. You see the swirls going through. It's going all around my fingers and then going into bigger and larger swirls closer to my forearm. It looks awesome. We're getting there. I feel like I think about this a lot myself. Like we're working every day and I'm just tired. Oh yeah, listen to this. We're talking about how we hate working. That's a fun conversation to listen to. All the time, and then I don't actually get to live, if you know what I mean. Like you don't like.
I agree with you.
You're not like living. Like you're just like trying to make money to live, but then at the same time you're so tired after trying to make all this money, and now you're not living anymore because you're so tired.
That's my biggest argument with name every day.
Yeah, it's just tough because like how do you balance the life of like I want to work to live, but not work yourself to a point where you are not living anymore because you're just exhausted from everything.
Yeah,
that's my thing. This conversation's making me a little bit depressed. If you don't want to be depressed, don't listen to this conversation. Skip like a minute ahead. Yeah.
I think I'm on the same boat as you. Like, I don't think this is it.
Yeah,
I don't think this life
not.
is the answer. I think we're trying to make it the best we can. Yeah. But I also don't think having like everything is also the answer. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I don't think for me, everything is needed, but it's more so like
a balance of I think balance as well.
Yeah.
Balance.
Like, you know,
will we ever
where you feel
like in your life ever? Have you ever? Can you ever think of a time when you felt this
satisfied?
is good?
When I was younger.
Well,
I had like, once, but I think I was satisfied.
I feel like when I was a teenager, like I wasn't like content or satisfied, but I do look back on that life and think, I had it good.
That's what I mean. Like in that moment, you never love it.
Yeah, you're right.
You never love
like
it.
A 5-year-old.
Yes. This is a conversation I've been having probably for several years now. Working has become just such a big thing of our lives, and like understandably you're making money, you want to afford your life, but at the same time I don't think we are meant to be working this much because like if you're working this much you don't have the time to spend the money on the things you want to do, and then you're just constantly tired. I don't know if you guys struggle with the same thing. That's why I'm doing content. It actually makes it a little bit worse nowadays, but I think it will make things better in the long run.
Well, I don't mind Tamlin at all. Like,
well, I think you have to remember.
Not like, not like.
Well, at this point, like after you've read everything, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like at the beginning. Here we're discussing Tamlin, or Tampon as we like to call him in book talk. In the middle of the book, so it's like, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
Me
and
too.
then by the end of the book, I felt just bad for him because he has no one, and he has no family to like pull him out of it, like Nesta did.
His family was
he
mean.
loses
He didn't want to be
Lucian,
thing.
that's
He lost Lucian. He lost everything. Also, if we so recall, in the third book, he was the one who saved Feyre from from the Hybern guy.
Yeah.
Like
King of Hybern. Yeah,
he saved her from that. He sent her the wind so that she could fly.
Yeah.
And he gave Reese his little seed of power. So like he saved him. He said be happy. So like I think that was enough.
Yeah, if he was like an awful person, he would have been like, I'm not doing this, like, because he's my enemy, first of all, and second of all, you're my love, the love of my life, so I will just like take you back.
Exactly.
But technically he couldn't, because she's the high lady, regardless. So. But yeah, like I just feel really bad for him because he's so depressed. Yeah, honestly. I feel like one day I need to gather my friends and we'll just like have a discussion of all the books together and post it on YouTube. Maybe you guys will enjoy that too. If you guys don't know who Tamlin is, he is this High Lord of the Spring Court who was Feyre's first love in the first book. At the beginning, he's like this like basic love story, kind of like Beauty and the Beast vibes, right? That first book was like an appetizer for me. It's like, this is some good, what are they? Mozzarella sticks. I don't know I forgot what other appetizers exist. Anyways, mozzarella sticks. Let's go with that. First ACOTAR book is mozzarella sticks. You're reading this, you're like, great love story. By the end of the book, when Feyre is in the dungeons trying to save Tamlin and the rest of the people in the Fey realms from this like bitch Amarantha, which is like the villain of the story, they're all cursed, so she's trying to break the curse and she's completely destroyed. He doesn't do jack shit. This is where like the first red flag for me was when he bit her neck while she was still human. Why would you do that? You know, like, stop. That's abuse. Under the mountain, he literally does not try to save this girl at all. The only person who tries to save her is Rhysand, of course, our shadow daddy. That was like the second red flag for me, but in the moment I was delusional. I was like, no, he can't do anything, because if he does something, then Amarantha is going to possibly kill everyone, so there's no way that he could have done anything. But then Rhysand could. Why Rhysand could, but he couldn't, you know? And then he gets this one chance with Feyre alone, while Amarantha is not watching. And guess what he does? Guess what he does? Instead of trying to get her out of the situation, he tries to have sex with her. And then Rhysand finds them and then saves them from being found by Amarantha. Crazy. After all the stuff that happens to Feyre, she dies by the hands of Amarantha. And guess who convinces all the High Lords to give a part of their power to save Feyre? Tamlin. Rhysand. Tamlin was ready. Tamlin was like, oh, the bitch is dead. It's okay. In the next books, this guy locks her up, doesn't let her do anything, has guards around her day and night. He's literally doing to her what was done to her under the mountain. At some point, he even released his power on her, which it was like kind of like a form of physical abuse. And while she was having nightmares, throwing up in the bathroom, he was pretending to be asleep. Fuck you. At the end of it all, Feyre kind of runs away from him. He also kidnaps her sisters, who are still human and don't really want to be fairies, to the literal most evil guy in the series. And this guy turns her sisters into fairies who could have died. And he's like, well, I wanted to get you back, and that's the only way I could have got... Like, people hate him for a reason. But then there's moments in the series where you can see that this guy might have a redemption arc, but only if there's the right steps involved in this. He helps Feyre when she's in dipshit and she could have died. He helps her out at some point in like this villain area, and he like holds off the creatures that are trying to come after her. And then when Rhysand dies during the war, he helps her get him back. He has good in him. Tamlin doesn't have anyone. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have friends. His only friend abandoned him. So he's literally alone, depressed. He lost the love of his life. He lost most of his court. He's not doing well, and there's no one to pull him out of it, which is kind of sucky. So I sympathize with him, and I really hope in the next book he'll get his redemption arc. I don't even know if I'm going to put this in the final video, because this is a very long explanation and I don't even know why I went into this rant. So we'll see. Let's get back to the video.
Can I do like one swirl? I can say.
Okay. You can do the swirl. Oh, now we have another set of hands here. 6 sets of hands are working on me. She was so excited.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous now.
This girl's name's Christy. It's okay, you got this. Oh, she was so excited. I love it. Oh my god, that's what we need to do, like a ACOTAR get together and just paint on each other.
Let's do it when all the girls are done. Let's do. Have you guys seen the TikTok videos of like the ACOTAR dinner?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Guys, we're doing it. Yes.
Technically, or like winter solstice when they gather like family together. That'd be so fun. Ah, the eye. We're getting to the eye. See the eyelashes? See what I'm saying? See what I was trying to explain to you, and I don't know if I did a good job at it? What's happening? I can feel Rhysand snooping on me. Hello, Feyre, darling. We are almost done. Final touches.
It's a lot more detailed.
Oh, I forgot to mention this actually. So you see how they're drawing on the top of the glove? So if I was to draw it on my skin, I would never do that part, but because it's a fake glove and you can visibly see that it's a glove without drawing on it, this was just a way to cover up wherever the glove ends and make it look like it's just part of the tattoo. And I think it kind of works. The one thing that I struggle with is that it like kind of flips. So my suggestion for you, if you ever did that, is get some spirit gum or like latex and stuff like that, and whenever you film, you just glue it on your skin and it will stop flipping. And look at this hand, it's perfect. My friends are so talented. Yeah. Okay, we are all done.
Awesome.
My masters, thank you, Sadaf. Thank you, Ash. Welcome. And now Reese is watching. So watch out. I can't bend this arm properly yet because it's still wet. So.
That looks really cool.
It took us about 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
2 hours of work. You can do it too. Oh god. Oh my god, guys, this is like the third time I'm recording this conclusion. My phone is out of storage and it keeps turning off the videos after I even delete a couple things. Anyways, these are the final results of my fake tattoo Feyre gloves. So I'm really happy. I was lucky to be invited to play Feyre at a fantasy ball in Calgary, hosted by Fated Fantasy. They've been absolutely the nicest people to me, and I can't wait to go there. But I don't want to use my gloves there. I think I want to actually get a temporary tattoo. Henna was one of the options, but also Inkbox, because they are actually like specialized in temporary tattoos. You can get stick-on tattoos, but you can also get kind of like a freehand ink. I already tried it yesterday where I got Ramiel tattooed on my wrist, but I did not use any pens. I just literally freehanded the whole design. Even if you get a little smudge of ink on your palm and then you wipe it off, it still shows up the next day. While I was filming and everything was not recording, I was trying to use a pen first to draw on the design and then draw above it with the freehand ink. I just drew a little ring on my finger and I want to see if it shows up well tomorrow. This is gonna stay on for an hour. I'm going to wash it off before I go to bed, and then I'm going to show you the final results of this ring in the credits. We'll see if it works. Thank you so much for watching Fintascapist. Let me know if you want to see a full tutorial, like, subscribe, and maybe check out my Patreon account for more exclusive content. Bye bye!